Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today the topic is business continuity in the IT infrastructure. But before we start, if you are new, so don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. Now let's move to the topic, the business continuity. Although many measures can be taken to provide the high availability, the availability of the IT infrastructure can never be guaranteed in all situations. In case of disasters, the infrastructure could become the unavailable in some cases for a long period of time. Business continuity is about the identifying threats an organization faces and providing an effective response. Business continuity management (BCM) and disaster recovery planning (DRB) are processes to handle the effect of disasters. Business continuity management (BCM) is not about the IT alone. It includes the managing business processes and the availability of people and workplaces in disaster situations. It includes the disaster recovery, business recovery, crisis management, incidents and management. But in the above sections, it will be discussed in the explanations. A warm site would best be described as a mix between a hot site and cold site, which is discussed the business continuity in the above section. Like the hot site, when the warm site is a computer facility readily available with the power, cooling, and computers, but the applications may not be installed or configured. But external communication links and other data elements that commonly take a long time to order and install will represent to start working in a warm site application, and all their data will need to be restored from backup media and tested. This typically takes along. The benefit of a warm site compared to a hot site is that it needs the less attention when not in use and is much cheaper. Cold site, which is discussed in the business continuity but in the above section we will discuss here. A cold site differs from the other and then in that it is ready for the equipment to be brought in during an emergency, but no computer hardware is available at the site. The cold site is a room with the power and cooling facilities, but computers must be thrown on site if needed and communications link may not be ready. Applications will need to be installed and current data fully restored from backups. Also, a cold site provides the minimal fallback protection if any organization has very little budget for a fallback site. A cold site may be better than nothing. Again, in the emergency conditions, the emergency management product, the recall and contingency plannings. But a business continuity plan (BCP) describes the measures to be taken when a critical incident occurs in order to continue and then the process in which the critical operations will introduced. And to be the halt non-critical process, the BC 2599 form describes the guidelines on how to implement the BCM, disaster recovery planning. Disaster recovery planning (DRB) contains a set of measures to take in case of the disaster. Many parts of the IT infrastructure must be accommodated in an alternative location. An IT disaster is defined as an interpretable problem in a data center, making the data center unusable. In general, the disasters can be classified, which is discussed here. From point 1 to 2 to 4 and 2 to 6 is the point lies between the 1 to 2 and then process is given. But again, the first is natural disasters such as the flood, hurricanes, tornadoes and earthquakes. Like the second category is the man-made disasters, which including the hazard periods, and then the material splits, infrastructure failure or bioterrorism in a survey performed under 18th very experienced IT professionals. I found that disasters as defined above in very unlikely in Western Europe. In Figure 13, the estimated occurrence of disasters is shown. Based on this figure, disasters in Western Europe are expected to happen no more than once the 30 years. The disaster recovery standard, which is discussed here, the disaster recovery standard, the BS 2577, can be used to implement the DRB. The DRB assesses the risk of failing IT systems and provides the solutions. A typical DRP solutions in the use of facilities having a computer emergency response team CERT in place. A CER team in place of managers and senior managements that is discussed the IT infrastructure, the business continuity. Thanks for watching my video.